Good morning. Gabrielle here. I'm back. Look, look. I'm going to show y'all something I got before we get into this reading. Look. Selenite. Isn't that pretty? $8. Marshalls. I'm just saying, if anyone is looking to add on to their agate, geoid, cluster collections, I would start checking Marshalls and TJ Maxx and Home Goods. I have been very successful at acquiring raw stones, large, like 4 to 5 pound stones, very inexpensively from those places. And really, all you need to do is clear them. Charge them up and set your intention type shit. And because my ass slept through the lunar eclipse, I wasn't supposed to be up for it. It was very symbolic me to sleep through it, I realized. But I missed an opportunity to, until the next full moon, to charge up my stones and, clear them and all that fun shit. And I had been looking online for a selenite wand, but I didn't want like another wand. I just wanted a slab. And that's what I found. Right. Set an intention and got it. Do you understand? All right. I hope you do. Okay. Good morning. All right. So, who's coming towards us? That's what I wanted to know. What I see is a fire sign who can't let go of the past. Move this up so you can see this. Yeah, it's like crying over spilled milk for sure, but it really is an inability to move forward. But it's like of their own creation. Of their own creation. And it really is a situation that is out of reach. Like, it can still affect you because you're reaching for it. You're keeping it relevant. And it's like, because you're reaching for it, only then can the yuck of that situation get to you, because you're actively keeping yourself there. Or what, the other side is a fire sign is returning after a messy situation. I see, these cups spilled out like this. It just looks like a great mess. As an earth sign, that's all I see is a mess. Like, something needs to be cleaned up. Something that needs to be dealt with, cleaned, and erased. Like, who allows such a mess to linger? Who doesn't get rid of it immediately? It's like, I don't care if it's water. You run the chance of water damage. You know what I mean? Like, I'm being very practical about this. And it's so funny because I'm like, you can ruin so much by continuously to focus on what you can't fix. And it's like this King of Wands, this fire sign down here, is really, really trying to put on a great show. And I mean a great show. Yeah. This is the art of distraction. The art of distraction. Yep. I done told y'all about my notes, so if you hear a pause, it's me writing. Huh. A great distraction. Next we have the Tower card, the King of Swords, Ten of Wands. We have the Ace of Cups, Ten of Cups, the Justice card, the Wheel of Fortune, the Five of Pentacles, and the Empress. Bottom of the deck we have the Knight of Cups. So, oh, hold on one second. Okay. Excuse me. So this Tower card. So there was an event. Or there's an event today. But in my timing position, I have the Ten of Cups, so... Cups are what? Months? So approximately either 10 months ago and the next 10 months. That kind of sucks. It's a hell of a long way. Ow. I'm sorry. Some days this table's massive and other days it's so tiny. It's so funny how that works. Yeah. We had an event. Yeah. It's a blow up. A blow up based on truth. I'm going to say harsh communication. You know, when you go looking for the meaning of things, you're very hard to satisfy. You know what I mean? What my girl say, something ain't quite clean in the buttermilk. Yeah. Man. Whatever this was, it's like it's finished. It's done. This line of cards, this feels like completion to me. Like big time. Like a cleanup mission. The way he's got the wheelbarrow. The art of distraction. The art of distraction. Like, what I'm getting, right? Like, somebody created a great mess. And the truth about it got out. And it sent sparks flying. The truth about something has upended things. Because it's like he's holding that truth against the tower. Like, alright, I don't know where this just came from, but I'm gonna say it. So I've been calling Donald Trump Humpty Dumpty since he got elected. It's like my own little personal joke. You know, Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. And all the king's horsemen and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. And in the Ten of Swords, this egg here, Humpty Dumpty himself, is absolutely destroyed. But the king is after the 10. So it's like, even though something has destroyed a part of him and he had to rebuild himself, the truth is what holds it all together. It's like clinging to truth. Clinging to truth. Oh, thank you. I almost knocked my coffee over. It's the justice card is here. Yeah. Clinging to truth. About this. This truth is based on this. Whatever this blow up was, whatever this ending was, this, the lights come on at the party. That has left someone utterly, utterly burdened. Oh, excuse me. Just me getting my mind right. Yeah. Leaving this person burdened and having to clean up their fucking mess. And they've been sent packing. Wow. They've been sent packing. Wow. Sent packing. Wow. Mm. Well, the air is clear now. Clear as a motherfucking bell. And this is heavy. I'm not saying the energy, but how this person is feeling. This is heavy. Like, they're feeling it. Oh, they're poison apples. And they're sweets. Take that with you, huh? Don't leave a mess. Yeah, he's having a backtrack. This is backtracking. This is backtracking. Big time. Yeah. They're having to go back and clean up everything. I mean, you ever try to unring a bell? You can't. You just can't. I love that part of SEAL training. That when you tap out, you got to ring the bell. They're having to backtrack it all. Yeah, this is it, man. Wow. Mm. It's so funny. I got two kings out here. You're gonna need the emperor. Excuse me. um, yeah. To materialize this offer of love, this is like in this deck for me. The aces really are about manifestation. They truly are because they all sit in these portraits. Can you see that? Sorry. Yeah, they all sit in these portraits, and there's always a hand, like trying to replicate in the 3D what is in essence spiritual, the picture of perfection, the idealized version of things. You know, the aces in this deck for me are about the idealized versions of things, spirit made flesh, from the imagination into the material world. The aces are all about engineering for me. Or like a 2D concept. You know how people can draw a picture so perfectly? Better than life sometimes. Because it's the illusion, the fantasy, the idealized version of something. And it's like, how do I make that in the real world? Yeah. I mean, it really depends on your perspective. And I say it like this, like, if the divine wants you to have it, then it's like 5D to 3D. But if it's your own concepts, if you want to be so bold and think you have an original thought, then you realize then it's 2D to 3D, you know, from a sketch to reality. Yeah. In order to manifest this for ultimate happiness, ultimate love, and abundance. Mm. Queen of Hearts is angry. But when isn't she in this, in Alice in Wonderland? She's taking heads. The way that Ten of Cups Justice is, that looks like the end of a marriage. The way she's slicing through, just dropping a hammer. It also could be the reverse of that. It really could be, an offer of love that goes towards a very long-term commitment to a very happy and stable situation. Just depends. But there's a bit of fear in what decision that's going to be made. The King of Hearts in this Justice card, who actually is the dude in the Seven of Swords and that, him. He's very nervous about the decision. You know, um, It's so funny, right? Because normally justice is very much Libra, but I'm getting some Gemini energy here. Like, these are fraternal twins type shit. You know, because the King and Queen of Swords are not normally husband and wife, so they could be siblings. You know, like it could be like people in partnerships of all sorts. It doesn't have to be marital relationships, intimate, sexual, intimate relationships. But I see this as more Gemini, like someone is in two minds, like weighing out the pros and the cons of the situation. Like, they're looking at, all right, the best way I can describe what I'm feeling right now, it's like, when somebody if you've ever had to deal with putting someone in a nursing home or retirement home or anything like that, and you and your siblings go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, but one of y'all really is like the head, like somebody's a decision maker, and it's like that person, it's not about age, it really isn't, it's about who just really is the leader. Somebody is usually just bolder, louder, more confident, and it really isn't a relevance of age as much as it is about the individual. And that's what this feels like. But it feels more internal. Like, are we really going to do this? Yeah, we're going to do this. Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Like, this might as well be the Two of Swords or the Two of Pentacles with the energy I'm feeling from this. It's like, and you see how the papers are up and down. Like, the scales are not balanced. That's how I see this. Even though they themselves are balanced, right? They're sitting on the same platform. Both their chairs are the same height. Their thrones equal to the same point. The sword is equally above both their heads, right? But if you notice, her stature is larger. Her height is greater. His crown is elevated, just trying to reach her natural elevation. Do you hear where I'm going with this? So even though there is an appearance of balance, it's not. This is why there's a fight, a struggle. There's an unequalness, unequalness to this. Because we're not dealing with true pairs. Do you see? The Empress is whomever she needs to be. She has total control over all the other elements. She's been there, done that, got the t-shirts and the crowns, boo-boo. She was a duchess. She was a countess. She was a queen before she became the Empress. And it's a long time away before she becomes the Dowager Empress, where she starts training her progeny. You feel me? So this is where this apprehension comes from. Because he knows he's not man enough. He's not big enough for this role. Not big enough to fill the shoes. Or that's how they're feeling. They feel small. Yeah. Oh gosh. He wasn't man enough for me. I marry him. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Who is that? Is that Whitney Houston or Tony Braxton? Or if you know that song, He Wasn't Man Enough for Me, please comment the artist. Oh, and by the way, thank you for your likes, shares, and subscribes. I really do appreciate it. Yeah. Not feeling up to the job, not feeling big enough, not feeling yoked, matched. Yeah, you know. It's like he got his oh, what's that movie? Euro Trip. When they finally get to Rome and the one friend is so smart and knows all the tour stuff and loves Fromers and they talk themselves into looking like to a group, and so they get into the Vatican like expedited, and then they venture off into a restricted area, and somehow or another they play with one of the Pope's hats and they light it on fire, and then the smoke goes up and the crowds assume the Pope died, and then another type of smoke goes up and they think they elected a Pope, and yeah, and he steps out in the on the balcony, and he's got the hat on and he's got curtains draped around him looking like the Pope, because they look like they wear them heavy drapes, you know, the Catholic priests and whatnot, and all those in that order, they wear a lot of heavy robes. And so he steps out on the balcony and everyone thinks he's the new Pope because he's dressed the part. That dude right there. That's what all this is, what I'm getting from this justice, but also the art of distraction that feeds right into that. The art of distraction. Wow. Because he's really not up for the job. I wish this nigga get off the throne now. I apologize. If you're not up to the job, get off the throne. Exit stage left right now. But anyway, that's why this is about the art of distraction. Because it's not balanced. This is one-upmanship. It's really what I'm getting. Even though it looks balanced, one up, one down. I'm not digging that. Or like one person's opinions, one person's feelings is taken into higher regard and consideration than the other. It's like you supposed to drop what you're doing and drop what you're about to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be and making sure they're shining. FOH. Nobody, no. I don't remember the last time somebody was born without a backbone and needed another person to act as their backbone. I thought we had like prosthetics and props for that shit. I'm just saying, that's what that looks like. That's what that feels like. Like somebody wants you to be their supporting role. And you ain't having it. Like, I didn't even notice. Look how her foot. Can y'all see that? Look how her foot. Like she about to jump off that mug. I mean, they are like satin sheets and stuff, like for the regalness and all that. But it also looks like motion, like swift action, like one of them old kung fu movies, the cartoon type one. And it's like you hear the no, and you'll see like the motion. Like you ever see the Airbender cartoon? It's like that. They come flying, and or Dragon Ball Z. She looked like Kai. Like she about to throw a Kamehameha wave. Yeah. Nervous. Imposter. imposter. Because, again, this is the same guy from the Seven of Swords, so he's a liar. He's a deceiver. He's a trickster and a manipulator and a con artist. And, you know, a philanderer. All that shit. So he's very chameleon-like. Very adaptable. But you have been marked and measured. Marked and measured. Time's up. Wheel of Fortune. Right there. You know, the wheel's spinning. Jupiter, right? What is that, a chili pepper? The hand of the clock looks like a chili pepper. It's about to get hot. So what's 10 weeks away? Is that summer? No, that's still spring. That's spring. Right when it starts to get hot. Excuse me. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. But y'all know what that is. Yeah. Things about to get hot. That's funny. Anyway, it's time to go. It's time to leave that old situation, that old kingdom. It's cool. It's cool. What is that? The frog totem. Oh gosh, I gotta look it up. I'll put it in the comments. Let me make a note to that. Yeah, it's time to go. You know, it's okay. You gonna get a better castle. Don't reach for that. Don't be. There's been a common theme, right? Don't look back. 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 This is the art of distraction. This is bullshit. Remember that. It's time to go. It's time to go. Alright, let me just put these side by side real quick. I want to show y'all something. Can you see? Alright. For real, right? You see that? Alright, wait. Sorry, I can't see the camera directly. Now look at that. I know the glare a little bit. Here's the thing. Where you really want to be? Yeah, I know the first one I showed you got your name on it. It did. It did. It says Queen Alice. Or Queen whoever. But you see how limited the light was? See how dark and dank? You see how she was the brightest thing there? You know, that's a frog. That's an amphibian. That's a cold-blooded creature. Different living conditions. He's dressed to be there, wasn't he? He's adapt to be in those cold, damp, dank conditions. Look at her. Does she look like she's equipped to be in them cold, dark, dank conditions? No. Now look at here again. See how lush and warm everything is. Now, this is one of them fundamental questions that shouldn't even be fundamental. Where do you think you would thrive at? Dark, dank, wet conditions, like where cold-blooded creatures linger and live, where they are more aptly suited to be? Or do you think you are more suited to be in a lush, beautiful, warm, tropical paradise? Where do you, as a warm-blooded creature, where do you think you would thrive? In somebody's fucking basement that seemed like a palace? Or the great outdoors where the world is your kingdom? That's the Empress. The world is your kingdom. It's, it's like that. Where do you think you're going to thrive the most? And here's the funny part about this, right? She happened to be dragged from one situation and having to be encouraged for another. If that don't sound confused, I don't know what does. When you're used to being mistreated, right? When you're used to being taken for granted, when you're used to just enough, it's hard sometimes to accept that life is better. It's like, look, see how her shoe's off? It's like waiting for a shoe to drop. And it's so funny. It's like she's already gone through the process. Interesting. Already gone through the process of elevation. And is now, who is this woman? Interesting. Spirit guides. Maybe spirit guides. But I almost get more of this is a physical presence. This is someone spiritual, so that's confirmation. That someone is aiding you in this leveling up. Because they see your true potential. They see your true value. And they want you to step into this energy, this power, this divinity. That is your birthright in essence. More spirituals. And because they've gone through the process of letting go, oh, okay. Letting go of that part of yourself. Ah, okay, so it is spiritual encouragement. Okay. Okay. You've done this before. You didn't learn the lesson. Ah, I get it. I get it now. The lesson wasn't learned the first time. And so now the process has to be done again. And you have to leave yet another kingdom that you built that was dark, that ended up not being nourishing, not being warm and what you needed. And now you're having to boost yourself back up, power yourself back up to get you back to where you should have been all along. Loved and nourished and fulfilled. And you shouldn't be skeptical. But it's okay. You got this. Interesting. And on the bottom of the deck, you do have the Knight of Cups. Oh, wow. I spoke about the Ten of Swords. And right under that is the Ten of Swords. Yeah. Ace of Pentacles. This is just confirming what I just said. Nine of Pentacles. Hangman. Strength. Yeah. Huh, that's so funny. So, don't allow yourself to be distracted. Because you need to learn this lesson. Stop allowing yourself to be distracted and stop distracting yourself. Learn this lesson. Truly learn this lesson this time. Take a moment. Learn it now so you can, it's like I'm looking at this wheel like you need to fast track. Fast track it. You know, I'm late. It's a stopwatch. Everything is in divine order and in divine timing for sure. But learn this lesson. Don't waste your own mortal time. There are better things for you. You got this. You got this. Learn the lesson. See it for what it is. I see cards and I see a game board and it looks like a roulette wheel. Stop gambling. Stop playing games. Stop trying to strategize. Or, no, actually, come up with a good strategy to get beyond all of this so you can get to your full power. It's time to learn this lesson. No more distraction. All right, guys. I love you. Bye.